You look at a photo from 5 years ago and the face staring back looks like a different person. Not dramatically different, but enough. The skin around your eyes is thinner. The lines between your nose and mouth are deeper. Your jawline is softer. There's a texture change, a dullness, a loss of something you cannot quite name but can clearly see. You have tried the serums, you have tried the retinol, you have tried the collagen creams that promised to turn back time in 14 days. Some of them helped a little. Most of them did nothing. And the frustrating truth, sitting underneath all of it, is that the vast majority of the visible aging that appeared on your face after 45 is not being caused by sun damage, not by genetics, and not by time itself. It is being caused by the decline of one specific hormone, and until that hormone is addressed, no cream or serum in the world will solve what is happening beneath the surface. That hormone is estrogen, and the relationship between estrogen and skin is far more direct and far more powerful than most women have ever been told. Estrogen receptors are embedded in nearly every layer of the skin. They are present in the dermis, the thick middle layer where collagen and elastin live. They are present in the epidermis, the visible outer layer that determines texture and tone. And they are present in the sebaceous glands, which produce the natural oils that keep skin hydrated and supple. When estrogen levels are stable and healthy, these receptors receive a constant signal that drives 3 critical processes: collagen synthesis, the production and retention of hyaluronic acid, and the maintenance of skin thickness. Together, these 3 processes are what make skin look firm, hydrated, and resilient. When estrogen begins to decline, all 3 processes slow down at the same time. And the visible result is what most women describe as aging, when in reality it is hormonal depletion. The numbers behind this decline are striking. In the first 5 years after estrogen begins its significant drop, which typically begins between 43 and 50, the skin loses approximately 30% of its collagen. 30%. That is not a gradual, decade-long process. It is a rapid structural collapse concentrated into a narrow window of time. Collagen is the protein that gives skin its firmness and resistance to gravity. When nearly a third of it disappears in half a decade, the effects are visible and fast. Lines deepen. Skin sags. Pores appear larger because the surrounding structure that held them tight has thinned. The face begins to lose volume, particularly around the cheeks and temples, which creates a hollowed or tired appearance even when you are well rested. Simultaneously, hyaluronic acid production declines. Hyaluronic acid is a molecule naturally present in the skin that can hold up to 1,000 times its weight in water. It is what gives young skin its plump, dewy quality. As hyaluronic acid diminishes, the skin's ability to retain moisture drops sharply. Dryness sets in. Fine lines that were once visible only in certain lighting become permanent creases, because the underlying hydration that used to fill them is gone. No amount of external moisturizer can fully compensate for the loss of internally produced hyaluronic acid. External creams sit on the surface. The dehydration is coming from within. The third process that falters is skin thickness itself. Estrogen maintains the thickness of the dermal layer, the structural foundation of the skin. As estrogen drops, this layer thins at a rate of roughly 1 to 2% per year. Thinner skin is more fragile, more transparent, shows blood vessels more readily, and bruises more easily. It also loses its ability to bounce back from compression, which is why sleep lines, the creases left on the face from pressing into a pillow, take longer to fade in the morning and eventually become permanent. This is why the standard anti-aging approach has such limited impact after 45. Retinol, vitamin C serums, and peptide creams all work on the epidermis and the upper dermis. They can improve cell turnover, brighten skin tone, and to provide some surface-level stimulation of collagen. But they cannot replace the systemic hormonal signal that was driving collagen production, hyaluronic acid synthesis, and dermal thickness from the inside. Treating hormonally driven skin changes with topical products is like watering the leaves of a plant whose roots have lost access to nutrients. The leaves may look slightly better for a moment, but the fundamental problem remains underground. The approach that actually addresses the root cause works from the inside out, targeting the systems that support collagen production, hydration, and inflammation at the cellular level. Collagen peptides taken orally have a growing body of clinical evidence behind them. Unlike collagen creams, which are too large molecularly to penetrate the skin, hydrolyzed collagen peptides taken as a supplement are broken down into small amino acid chains that enter the bloodstream and reach the dermis. Multiple randomized, double-blind trials have shown that 10 to 15 grams of hydrolyzed collagen peptides daily improve skin elasticity, hydration, and wrinkle depth within 8 to 12 weeks. The mechanism is twofold. The peptides provide raw materials for collagen synthesis, and they also stimulate fibroblasts, the cells in the dermis that produce new collagen, to increase their activity. The type of collagen matters. Look for type 1 and type 3 collagen peptides, which are the forms most prevalent in skin tissue. Take them on an empty stomach or mixed into a morning drink for best absorption. But collagen synthesis does not happen in a vacuum. It requires specific cofactors to complete the process. Vitamin C is the most critical. Without adequate vitamin C, the body cannot form the cross-links that give collagen its structural integrity. The collagen produced without sufficient vitamin C is weak and degrades quickly. Most women get enough vitamin C from diet to prevent deficiency, but the amount needed to optimize collagen synthesis is higher, roughly 500 to 1,000 milligrams daily. Taking vitamin C at the same time as collagen peptides creates a synergistic effect that neither achieves alone. Omega-3 fatty acids, particularly EPA, play a role in skin health that is often overlooked. EPA reduces the activity of an enzyme called collagenase, which breaks down existing collagen. In other words, while collagen peptides build new collagen, omega-3s protect the collagen already present from being degraded. At 2 grams of combined EPA and DHA daily, this protective effect becomes measurable. Omega-3s also support the skin's lipid barrier, the thin layer of natural oils on the surface that prevents water loss. A stronger lipid barrier means better moisture retention, even as internal hyaluronic acid declines. Hyaluronic acid can also be supplemented orally. This was long considered ineffective because hyaluronic acid molecules are large and were assumed to be destroyed in digestion. However, more recent research has shown that low molecular weight hyaluronic acid supplements at 100 to 200 milligrams daily do reach the skin after oral ingestion and can improve skin hydration from within. Studies have demonstrated increased moisture levels in the skin after 4 to 8 weeks of daily supplementation. This does not replace the body's natural production, but it partially compensates for the decline. There is also a dietary factor that accelerates skin aging independently of hormones and rarely gets the attention it deserves: glycation. Glycation is a process in which excess sugar molecules in the bloodstream bind to collagen and elastin fibers, forming stiff, damaged structures called advanced glycation end products, or AGEs. AGEs make collagen rigid and brittle instead of flexible and resilient. They also give the skin a yellowish, dull tone. After 45, when collagen production is already declining, losing additional collagen to glycation is a double hit. Reducing refined sugar and processed carbohydrates, particularly high glycemic foods that spike blood sugar rapidly, directly slows the rate of glycation. This is not about perfection or eliminating all sugar. It is about understanding that every blood sugar spike sends molecules into the skin that permanently damage the collagen that remains. The most damaging pattern is not eating a piece of cake once a week. It is the chronic, daily exposure to moderate blood sugar spikes from foods that seem healthy but are glycemically aggressive. Orange juice, white rice, white bread, flavored yogurt, granola bars. These foods cause repeated glycation events that accumulate over years. Switching to lower glycemic alternatives, eating berries instead of tropical fruits, choosing steel-cut oats over instant, pairing any carbohydrate with protein or fat to slow absorption, can meaningfully reduce the rate at which collagen is being damaged. The collagen you still have is worth protecting because producing new collagen after 45 is a slower process than it was at 30. Every strand preserved is a strand you do not have to rebuild. There is one more intervention that deserves mention: red light therapy. Low-level red and near-infrared light at wavelengths of 630 to 1660 nanometers has been shown in clinical studies to stimulate fibroblast activity, increase collagen production, and improve skin texture. Devices designed for home use are now widely available and typically require 10 to 15 minutes of exposure to the face 3 to 5 times per week. Results are gradual, usually visible after 8 to 12 weeks, but the mechanism is well supported by research. Red light penetrates the skin and stimulates the mitochondria and fibroblast cells, giving them more energy to produce collagen. It does not replace the nutritional and supplementation approach, but when combined with it, the results are more pronounced than either strategy alone. Finally, sleep quality ties everything together. Growth hormone, which is essential for skin repair and regeneration, peaks during deep sleep in the first half of the night. A woman who sleeps poorly, wakes frequently, or never reaches deep sleep is missing the hormonal window in which the skin does its most intensive repair work. This is why poor sleepers often notice faster visible aging, regardless of what products they use. The creams cannot work if the body is not doing its part overnight. The wrinkles that appeared on your face after 45 did not arrive because time passed. They arrived because the hormone that was holding your skin together began to withdraw, and nothing was put in place to compensate. The collagen collapsed, the hydration evaporated, the structure thinned, and every product you applied to the surface was fighting a battle that was being lost from within. Now you understand what is actually driving the change.